when you look at ratios and you're thinking about how much of something is something else, it can be a little bit tricky. The information's still easy to work with. It says Kelvin saves $60 a day, Al saves $90 a day. So the ratio of Kelvin Al is 60 to 90. But how many times Kelvin's savings are Al's savings? So what it's saying is that Al's savings is a piece of Kelvin's. So a piece of something or a part of something always goes on the top part of a fraction. So how many times Kelvin's savings is Al's? So Kelvin's the whole. How much is Al a part of that? Well, he's 90 out of a whole of 60, which is improper, but we leave it that way. If we can simplify it, we'd make it 9 to 6 or 3 to 2. You could say 1.5. How many times Kelvin's savings is Al's? It's 1.5 times Kelvin's savings. If I look at the next one, how many times Al's savings are Kelvin's? Now, Kelvin's is or are a part of Al's. So the part is Kelvin's this time, and Kelvin's 60, Al's 90. I can simplify that to make it 6 to 9 or 2 to 3. How many times Al's savings is or are Kelvin's savings? 2/3 of Kelvin's are Al's. Joseph uses 30 grams of sugar and 24 grams of butter for making pancakes. Try these. You can pause it here and see how you do. So, how many times the amount of sugar is the amount of butter? The butter is a part of the sugar, so the sugar must be the whole, in this case, 30. And the butter is the part, so that's why it goes on top. If I divide these both by 3, I get 8/10, which can be reduced to 4/5. How many times the amount of sugar is the amount of butter? The amount of butter is only 4/5 of the amount of sugar. How many times the amount of butter is the amount of sugar? Well, this time the sugar's a part of the butter. So the sugar's the part, the sugar's 30, and the butter's the whole, 24. If I simplify those like I did above, divide them, in this case, by divide them both by 6, you'll get 5/4. You could say 1 1/4. The butter is 1 1. How many times the amount of butter is the amount of sugar? It's 1 1/4 the amount of butter.